Good morning to all the DICT BAC team members and the BAC Secretariat. Welcome to the 20th online meeting of the DICT BAC 3. Today is April 28, 2026. We would like to inform everyone that this meeting is being recorded for documentation purposes. For the quorum, we would like to acknowledge and put on record the presence of our honorable DICT BAC 3 members. The end user provisional member for this project is Director Antonio Edward E. Padre. Good morning, sir. We also have the regular member, Director Liza M. Rabena. Good morning, ma'am. And this meeting is being presided over by the Vice Chairperson, Director Mark Gregor M. Bencito. Good morning again, sir. With the presence of the BAC members mentioned, the BAC Secretariat confirms the presence of a quorum. To proceed, shown on the screen is the proposed agenda for today's meeting. We have sole agenda, and this is the pre-bid conference for the project 1-year software license subscription for the existing anti-DDoS mitigation system with an approved budget for the contract of 27 million pesos. And the end user representative is Director Antonio Edward E. Padre. This is for consideration of the BAC members. With the presented agenda, Mr. Vice Chair, may we get the approval of the BAC, please?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve the consent agenda, Mr. Vice Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Any second? All right. Hearing no objection, the agenda is approved. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Also, with your permission po to admit the other end user representatives, the technical working group members, and the prospective bidders for this project. Good morning to all the other end user representatives, technical working group members, and to our prospective bidders. Welcome to the pre-bid conference for the project 1-year software license subscription for the existing anti-DDoS mitigation system. We wish to inform all of the prospective bidders and participants that this meeting is being recorded for documentation purposes and in compliance with the directive of the head of the procuring entity through the BAC Secretariat. This proceeding is being broadcast live pursuant to Section 38 of RA 12009 and is currently streaming via the DICT's official YouTube channel at Department of ICT Philippines. This is in line with the department's commitment to uphold transparency and public accountability in all procurement processes. For proper identification, may we request all the prospective bidders to kindly introduce yourselves and please state your name and the company you are representing, please. We will start with the representative of Agent Inc., Ms. Tess.
Yes, good morning. This is Teresa Montes from Agent Inc.
Thank you, ma'am. Next po is Jel Cyrel.
Hello po, good morning. Jel Cyrel Talyada from SMS Global Technologies Inc.
Thank you, ma'am. For Hero Silvano.
morning, Kiro Silvana from Infocentric Solutions.
Good morning, sir. Thank you po. How about Ms. Cristel Joy Paragoso? Again po, may we call Ms. Cristel Joy Paragoso, please? How about Ms. Marivic Seridio? Again po, for Ms. Marivic Seridio, please kindly introduce yourself po and state the name you are and the company you are representing, please. Yes, Ms. Cristel Joy Paragoso, go ahead po. For the record po, Ms. Cristel Joy is a representative from Infocentric. Thank you, ma'am. How about Maruel San Pedro? Sir San Pedro, you're on mute po. Again, sir, sorry po, we cannot hear you. Noted po, Sir San Pedro. Thank you po. Mr. Vice Chair, we have identified po the prospective bidders for this project. With your permission po, may we proceed po with the presentation of the presentation materials for this project po.
Please proceed. Thank you.
Good morning for everyone. The ACT now invites bids for the project. 1 year software license subscription for the existing anti-DDoS mitigation system with reference number DACT-2036-019 with an approved budget for the contract amounting to 27 million pesos. For the project details, invitations to observers for the pre-bid conference were sent on April 21, 2026 to the following: Commission on Audit, Chief Information Officers, Forum Foundations, Inc., Institute of Electronics Engineers of the Philippines, Inc., and Philippine Computer Society. For the points of discussion, project details, house rules, invitation to bid, instruction to bidders, checklist of technical and financial documents, sealing and marking of bids, data sheet, technical specifications, forms, post-qualification documents, and reminders to bidders. The provisional member and user representative to the DACT Back 3 for this project is Director Antonio Edward E. Pad, National Broadband Program or NBP. Prospective bidders which registered for today's pre-bid conference: first, Secure Links Network and Technologies Incorporated, Automation Gadget Electronics Network and Technologies or AGEN Inc., DZIS-8 Information and Telecommunication Services, Infocentric Solutions Inc., and SMS Global Technologies Inc. For the house rules, everyone is encouraged to make clarifications. Identify name and company before raising a question, and limit questions to details of the procurement at hand. For the invitation to bid, the DACT Back shall award the contract to the bidder with the lowest calculated and responsive bid or LCRB. For the instruction to bidders, under bidding requirements, the bidding for the project shall be governed by all the provisions of RA 12009. Any amendments made to the IRR and other GPPB issuances shall be applicable only to the ongoing posting, advertisement, or IB by the BAC through the issuance of a supplemental or bid bulletin. The bidder, by the act of submitting its bid, shall be deemed to have verified and accepted the general requirements of this project, including other factors that may affect the cost, duration, and execution or implementation of the contract, project, or work, and examine all instructions, forms, terms, and project requirements in the bidding documents. For the corrupt, fraudulent, collusive, and coercive practices, the procuring entity, as well as the bidders and suppliers, shall observe the highest standard of ethics during the procurement and execution of the contract. They, or through an agent, shall not engage in corrupt, fraudulent, collusive, coercive, and obstructive practices defined under RA 12009 or other integrity violations in competing for the project. For the conflict of interest, all bidders found to have conflicting interest shall be disqualified to participate in the procurement at hand, without prejudice to the imposition of appropriate administrative, civil, and criminal sanctions. All bidding documents shall be accompanied by an omnibus sworn statement of the bidder that it is not related by consanguinity or affinity up to the third level to the hope procurement agent if engaged, the head of the project management office or PMO, the end user or implementing unit, or any members of the Bids and Awards Committee, Technical Working Group, and Back Secretariat. The bidder shall also disclose the ultimate beneficial ownership of an entity. Failure to comply shall be a ground for the automatic disqualification of the bid in consonance with Section 59 of the IRR. Next, for the eligible bidders, only bids of bidders found to be legally, technically, and financially capable will be evaluated. Foreign ownership limited to those allowed under the rules may participate in this project. Next, GOCCs may be eligible to participate only if they can establish that they are legally and financially autonomous, operate under commercial law, and are not attached agencies of the procuring entity. Next, the bidder must have completed within a period of 5 years from the submission of the bid a single largest completed contract or SLCC that is similar to the procurement project to be bid and whose value must be equivalent to at least 50% of the ABC, adjusted to current prices using the Philippine Statistics Authority or PSA consumer price indices. Next, the bidder must submit a computation of its net financial contracting capacity or NFCC, which must be at least equal to the ABC to be bid. Subcontracting is not allowed. The clarification and amendment of bidding documents. Requests for clarification should be formalized, addressed, and emailed to the BAC Secretariat. Email address bac@dact.gov.ph and bac.secretariat@dact.gov.ph. Deadline for the request for clarification is on May 1, 2026, 5 p.m. Copies of the supplemental bid bulletins, if any, shall be posted at the MPhilJobs website, the DICT website, DICT's social media platform, and bulletin board at the DICT Lab. Next, language of bids. The eligibility requirements or statements, the bids, and all other documents to be submitted to the BAC must be in English. If the eligibility requirements or statements, the bids, and all other documents submitted to the BAC are in foreign language other than English, it must be accompanied by a translation of the documents in English. For contracting parties to the Apostille Convention, the documents shall be authenticated through an apostille by the competent authority as defined in section 20.9.2 of the IRR, except for countries identified by the DFA that will still require legalization or red ribbon by the relevant embassy or consulate. For the checklist of technical and financial documents under technical component envelope, first, PhilJobs certificate of registration, platinum membership. Next, statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract or SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided for in section 52.4.1.3 IRR of 1209 within the relevant period as provided in the bidding documents. Any of the following documents must be submitted together with the single largest completed contract: A. End user's acceptance. B. Official receipt. C. Sales invoice for the contract. Next, NFCC computation or committed line of credit or LOC. Next, statement of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. Next, if applicable, JVA or in the absence of a JVA, duly notarized statements from all potential JV partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the JVA in the event that the bid is successful. Next, original copy of bid security, if in the form of a surety bond, submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration. Note, bidders who opt to submit a bid securing declaration as a form of bid security are required to use the bid securing declaration form in the attached bidding documents. Next, schedule of requirements. Technical specifications, which may include production or delivery schedule, manpower requirements, or after-sales service or parts, if applicable. So for this project, the service provider must submit a valid certificate of distributorship or an official letter of authorization issued directly by the original equipment manufacturer or OEM, or the principal developer of the Anti-DDOS software or service. For the validity period, the certificate must be current at the time of bid submission and must remain valid for the entire duration of the license or subscription period. Next, original duly signed Omnibus Sworn Statement or OSS, and if applicable, original notarized secretary's certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture, giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. And for foreign bidders, claiming eligibility by reason of their country's extension of reciprocal rights to Filipinos, a certification from the relevant government office of their country stating that Filipinos are allowed to participate in their government procurement activity for the same item or product. Now, under financial documents envelope, first, original of the duly signed and accomplished financial bid form. Next, original of duly signed and accomplished price schedule and certification from the DTI if the bidder claims preference as a domestic bidder or domestic entity. Bid and payment currency. Payment of the contract price should be made in Philippine peso. For the bid price, this for goods offered from within the Philippines or goods offered from abroad in indicating price schedule. In validity, bids shall remain valid which shall not exceed 120 calendar days from the date of the opening of bids. For the bid security, all bids must be accompanied by bid security deposits. Excuse me. Format and signing of bids. Bidders shall submit the representative forms provided in Section 8 Philippine Bidding Document related forms on or before the deadline specified in ITB Clause 19 in two separate sealed bid envelopes. Forms as mentioned in ITB Clause 17.1 must be completed without any alterations to their format. No substitute form shall be accepted. Each and every page of the bid form, including the price schedule under Section 8, shall be signed by the duly authorized representative or representatives of the bidder. Failure to do so shall be a ground for the rejection of the bid. Any insertions, erasures, or overriding shall be valid only if they are signed or initialed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder. For the sealing and marking of bids, for the technical component, original copy, duplicate copy, and triplicate copy. Also for financial component, original copy, duplicate copy, and triplicate copy. Also under sealing and marking of bids to Department of Information and Communications Technology, from name of bidder in capital letters, address of bidder in capital letters, project 1 year software license subscription for the existing Anti-DDOS mitigation system with reference number DACT BAC-36-019. In capital letters, indicate the phrase "Do not open before 11 May 2026 at 1:30 p.m. For the copies, each bidder shall submit one original and 2 copies of the required documents. The deadline for submission of bids is on May 11, 2026, 12 noon, and the opening of bids May 11, 2026 at 1:30 p.m. For the bid evaluation, reminding bidders to kindly break down all the cost of taxes pursuant to Section 61.2.2 IRR of RA 12009 to wit. All bidders shall be required to include the cost of all taxes such as, but not limited to, value-added tax or VAT, income tax, local taxes, and other fiscal levies and duties, which shall be itemized in the bid form and reflected in the detailed estimates. Such bids, including said taxes, shall be the basis for bid evaluation and comparison. Members of the BAC, its staff and personnel, secretariat, and TWG, as well as observers, are prohibited from making or accepting any communication with any bidder regarding the evaluation of their bids until the issuance of the notice of award. However, the BAC, through its secretariat, may ask the bidder in writing for clarification of its bid. All responses to the request for clarification shall be in writing. For the opening and preliminary examination of bids, the manner of opening of bids for goods shall depend on the award criterion to be adopted for this project. For LCRB, the BAC shall open the technical and financial proposals on the same day. Under bid data sheet, contract similar to the project shall be a similar project shall refer to the license of Anti-DDoS or other related network security projects completed within 5 years prior to the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. Next, the bid security shall be in the form of a bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts. For the amount, 1,350,000 pesos, form of bid security, cash, cashier's or manager's check, bank draft or guarantee, or irrevocable letter of credit and surety bond. For the post-qualification documents, the bidder, within 5 calendar days from receipt of notice from the BAC that it submitted the LCB, MEAB, or MAB, shall submit all the eligibility documents supporting its PGEP certificate of registration, platinum membership, its latest income and business tax returns filed for the preceding quarter, which should not be earlier than 2 quarters from the date of submission and receipt of bid, and other appropriate licenses and permits required by law and stated in the BDS. Now for the forms, schedule of requirements, technical specifications, bid form, price schedule for goods offered from abroad, price schedule for goods offered from within the Philippines, bid securing declaration, omnibus word statement, and performance securing declaration. So this is the bid form for procurement of goods, price schedule for goods, and bid securing declaration form, omnibus sworn statement form, and Section 6, Schedule of Requirements. The delivery schedule expressed in weeks or months indicates the required delivery date, which shall be understood as the date the goods are to be delivered to the project site. So for this project, quantity 1 lot, total of 27 million pesos. Delivery schedule, the duration of the license subscription for the existing anti-DDoS mitigation system is 1 year. The activation and verification of the service shall commence within 15 calendar days upon receipt of notice to proceed or NTP. Reminders to bidders. The clock at the 19th floor, Studio 7, using the Philippine Standard Time, is the official reference time during submission and receipt of bids. A member of the BAC Secretariat will be assigned to receive the bid documents at 19th floor, Studio 7 lobby, and shall stamp these as received. Bidders are reminded that entry side the DICT premises is subject to the safety in place and processing of payment for the bidding documents prior to the submission of the actual bid offer may take time. Presence in the DICT premises does not constitute submission on time, which shall refer to the actual handover of the bid proposal to the authorized personnel of the BAC Secretariat. Requests for clarification should be formalized, addressed, and emailed to the BAC Secretariat, bac@dict.gov.ph, and bac.secretariat@dict.gov.ph. Deadline for the request for clarification is on May 1, 2026, 5 p.m. Copies of supplemental bid bulletins, if any, shall be posted at the MPhilJEP's website, the DICT website, and bulletin board at DICT lobby. For the common causes of ineligibility and disqualification, invalid PhilJEP certification, and underlying supporting documents, pursuant to Section 20.2.9.1, IRR of RA 12009, all Class A eligibility documents indicated in Annex A of the PhilJEP's registration certificate, Platinum membership, must be current, valid, and updated at the time of bid submission. The failure by the prospective bidder to update its certificate with the current and updated Class A eligibility documents shall result in the automatic suspension of the validity of its certificate until such time that all of the expired Class A eligibility documents has been updated. Thus, the prospective bidders are required to update their PhilJEP's registration certificates prior to the submission of their bids. Next, failure to attach the required supporting documents for the statement of single largest completed contracts, similar to the project to be bid, and failure to include all the mandatory provisions. Next, submission of unsigned documents. Next, submission of audited financial statement without stamp receipt of the BIR. If an AFS was filed and paid through Electronic Filing and Payment System or EFPS, there is no need for the stamp receipt of the BIR. Instead, bidders must submit their proof of AFS e-submission in the BR, that is BIR's email confirmation receipt of returns or documents with its filing reference number or transaction code. Next, failure to submit the bid securing declaration in the prescribed format attached in the bidding documents. Next, failure to submit bid securing declaration in omnibus sworn statement with a jurat as required in the form provided in the bidding documents pursuant to the latest rules on notarial practice. Next, failure to indicate compliance in the technical specifications and to attach proof of compliance if applicable. For submission of bids through courier service, bidders are reminded that the courier service personnel must submit the bid proposal to a personnel of the Back Secretariat Division at the office address provided below. Bid submission or proposal left by the courier service personnel at the lobby guard or any other personnel or staff aside from authorized Back Secretariat personnel will not be considered submitted for purposes of bid opening. The responsibility to ensure that the courier service personnel submits the bid proposal to the authorized Back Secretariat personnel is the sole responsibility of the prospective bidder. For the eProc video guide for bidders, ayun. For a while lang.
Accessing the e-procurement website. Open any web browser and go the https://eprocurement.dict.gov.ph. Click the Sign Up button. Provide a valid email address. Create a password with at least 8 alphanumeric characters, 1 uppercase, a number, and a symbol. Repeat your password for confirmation. Tick the checkbox to agree to the terms and conditions. And click Create Account button. Open the email account that you provided during registration, check your inbox, and verify your account by following the instructions in the email. Click Activate Your Account button. Go back to the e-procurement system and enter your registered email address and password. Click Login button, and you will be redirected to the onboarding page. Input your personal information and click Next button. Input your company information and click Next button. Review the information you provided and click Confirm button. Once onboarded, you will be redirected to the homepage/dashboard. Select the procurement project you wish to participate in by clicking the View Complete Details button. Select the lot you wish to participate and click Participate in Bidding button. A confirmation modal will appear. Review the details, click the Confirm button, and you will be redirected to the payment window. Select your preferred payment method from the list and click Pay Now button. Print and save the receipt as proof of payment and for reference. You may also check your email to view your receipt. Click the Go Back to Merchant button. You will be redirected to the My Transactions page, where a list of your transactions will be displayed.
That's all po for the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Also, we would like to acknowledge and put on record the presence of our provisional member, Director Terry Bumolo. Good morning, sir.
Hi back. Hi back, Chair. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Chair, with regards to the presentation of the technical specification, considering that the bidding documents are already available online, may we ask the prospective bidders if they have already reviewed the required technical specifications for this project? Would they prefer for the end user to provide a presentation, or we can proceed with the question and answer portion? May we start with a representative of the Secure Links? Again po, anyone from Secure Links Network? We will skip po muna the Secure Links. We will now proceed po any representative from Automation Gadget, Electronics Network.
Yes, this is Tess Montes. Right now, we received the technical specifications via field checks. Our technical is currently reviewing it right now, so we don't have any clarification as of today.
All right, ma'am. So just to clarify lang po, we can now proceed with the question and answer portion. That is for your company po. We can proceed with the question and answer portion and not present the technical specifications.
Yes, yes, we can. Yes, yes.
Noted, ma'am. Thank you po. How about po from This Is It Information and Telecommunication Services? Representative, please. Again po, any representative from the company This Is It Information and Telecommunication Services?
Hello, sorry. Good morning. Good morning po. Sorry, nakamute pala. Hi, I'm Jaylene from This Is It Information and Telecommunication Services. We have successfully read the technical specifications. We can proceed to question and answer.
That is noted, ma'am. Thank you po.
Thank you.
How about the representative from SMS Global Technologies, Inc.?
As of now po, Nan, if ever, if we will put na lang po through writing. Thank you.
Ma'am, for clarification lang po, this one po is for confirmation if you would like to, the end user to present a technical specification, the technical specifications po, or we can proceed with the question and answer portion.
No need na po siguro to present. Thank you.
Noted, ma'am. Thank you po. Again po, may we call on the representative of Secure Links Network and Technologies, Inc.? Again po, representative from Secure Links Network and Technologies, Inc. Mr. Chair, we hear no response po from the representative of Secure. Given that the majority of the bidders have already reviewed the technical specifications, permission po to proceed to open the floor for the question and answer portion po to our prospective bidders.
Please proceed. Thank you.
Noted, sir. Thank you po. To our prospective bidders, you may now raise your questions and clarifications if there are any. Before raising a question, please raise a hand and identify the name and the company you are representing. Yes po, for Sir Marnel.
Hi, good afternoon. Good morning, ma'am. This is Marnel from InfoCentric.
Yes
Hello?
po, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, clarification lang. With regards dun sa JV, for the statement of ongoing project ba, in the case of a joint venture, do we need to submit documentation for both partners or is submission from one partner sufficient? Also, does this apply to the NFCC? Ma'am?
Yes, sir. As for the JV po, we require both of the companies po to submit their eligibility documents po along with the annexes po. The Annex A list of eligibility documents.
Okay. And next one is for the notarized document in JB. Do both partners need to submit or a submission from one partner sufficient na?
What specifically notarized document po, sir, you are referring to po?
Sex cert, yung ganun, ma'am.
Sir, for that po, we require the submission of the both companies, sir. Need din po na notarized yung documents for both companies.
Okay. Sige, ma'am. Noted po.
Thank you, sir. Any more questions po from the prospective bidders? And again po, may we remind lang po the end user to please present the posted bidding documents and make a walkthrough in response to the bidder's query, please, with regards to the technical specifications. Again po, any question po to the prospective bidders? Yes, Sir Adrian Castro.
Hello, good morning. I just want to verify or confirm the project deliverables when it comes to providing support. So what's the expectation here? Like, for example, are we expecting like support directly from the vendor itself? So in this case, I think it's Radware. Or do you also expect support from the partner like us, like the bidders?
Sir, apologies po. May certain line item po ba siya sa tech specs? May we know po if meron so we can present po the posted.
Yeah, sure. Page 65.
Okay. And you, sir, representative, please present the posted bidding documents. Thank you po.
Yeah, we have so 1.6.2 and 1.6.5.2.
Sir Adrian, apologies po. Paki-state po yung company you are representing.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, I'm Adrian Castro from InfoCentric.
Thank you, sir.
So I just want to know if, as partner, we should also provide support. Maybe you have for sure this is an existing one. So just to align on things like if your existing partner is also providing on-site or online support for this DDoS solution.
Check na ulit, 1.6. Ano ba yun? Yung kanina, it says there online naman, yung line na yun. Pwedeng pabalik doon. There's attorney floor. Ayan. It says 1.6.2 is online technical support. Sige. Sa 1.6.3, considering may installation support yan sa personal. So I think yung sa Radware, as you mentioned kanina, international yon, mga online support sila. Pero yung sa winning bidder sa local, yung gagawin dito. On-site sila.
Understood. So by any chance, ma'am, there's let's say an update or patches. So we need to be physically present and provide those updates and patches, right?
Yes,
Hi.
online and on-site.
Understood.
I just may add, this is Christian Rasyon, so I just may add, so in case there's a relative patches or operating system update that needs to be that needs to be updated to ensure that the software licenses or the anti-DDoS is functioning well, including those performance. So depended on sa it will depends on the recommendation by the vendors in case we would need an updates or upgrade the software licenses for these three components. Thank you.
Understood. Yeah. Sorry, Sir Christian, if I may ask. So currently, what's your experience right now? Let's say, for example, there's an update or a patch recommended by Radware. Okay, so do you reach out direct to your existing vendor or partner to do that, or the partner is proactive, like, hey, Mr. Customer, so we have this update, so we need to schedule
This
it.
is just like the other network devices, security appliances. So the vendors recommends and suggests those updates and upgrades. No, so yeah, it will be proactively determined by the vendor.
Understood. Yeah. So when you say vendor, it's Radware Direct. So by any chance, you can also, or they can also update it. So maybe the next question, Sir Christian, is: are you using on-premise anti-DDoS solution or is it cloud-based?
This is a hybrid. So we have an on-prem and we have an off-prem, or which is the cloud. So both are functioning. No? So on-prem and then sa off-prem, which is the cloud.
Understood. Yeah. So yeah, that's mostly from my end. I just want to verify these things to see how we can help you on the support side, not to set expectation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, this is it. Go.
Hi, ma'am. Good morning. Jaylene from This Is It Information po. I would just like to ask if, since you currently have the existing solution, which is Radware, can we still propose another brand as long as it meets the technical specifications?
Since
Is that
this is
doable? Sorry.
since this is an existing, no, since this is an existing, so the upgrades, the software should be the same, the same vendor. We cannot do an upgrade or updates with different vendor or software. So it should be in line, or the same with the current or existing anti.
I see. Okay. Thank you.
Any more questions po to our prospective bidders? Again po, any more questions? Mr. Chair, hearing no other questions po raised by our prospective bidders, may we request po to proceed to present the final reminders, please.
Please proceed. Thank you.
Final reminders to bidders. Requests for clarification should be formalized, addressed, and emailed to the BAC Secretariat, bac@dict.gov.ph and bac.secretariat@dict.gov.ph. The deadline for the request for clarification is on May 1, 2026 at 5 o'clock p.m. Again po, the deadline for the request for clarification is on May 1, 2026, 5 o'clock p.m. Copies of the supplemental bid bulletins, if any, shall be posted at the MPhilJEP's website, the DICT website, and bulletin board at the DICT lobby. And since there are no more questions, and that is all po for the final reminders, Mr. Chair, we would like to thank our prospective bidders for joining us today. You may visit the DICT's official YouTube channel, Department of ICT Philippines, for the copy of these proceedings. Having no other matters to be discussed for this agenda, Mr. Chair, you may now conclude this meeting. Thank you po.
All right, thank you. Thank you, bidders. We're looking forward for your bid submission. Any motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Vice Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Lisa. Any second?
Motion back, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Terry. And then this meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you back, Chair. Thank you back.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.